Well, a very good morning to you, Betty. That meeting by the ODM party, it is a retreat, a two-day retreat that started yesterday, and it's expected to end today. The climax is today, and it will be chaired by the former Prime Minister, who is also the ODM party leader, Raila Odinga. And currently, the meeting is yet to start. It is expected that at around 9:30, the meeting will start. Currently, members of the National Executive Committee of ODM party and the officials of the party who have been invited for this retreat are currently having breakfast together before they converge for that meeting here at Lake Elementator Centrum Hotel. And there's a couple of issues that are expected to come up in this meeting. Remember that this retreat comes behind the backdrop of that famous handshake between the party leader, ODM party leader Raila Odinga, and President Uhuru Kenyatta on the 9th of March. And so much has happened since then. We've seen members from the opposition calling for constitutional changes, even as they continue calling for reconciliation among Kenyans after that hotly contested presidential polls in August 8th, 2017. And of course, there's so much issues also in regards to the party affairs. Remember that other affiliate parties of NASA, that is Wiper, Ford Kenya, and ANC, have been complaining that the big brother, that is ODM party, has been frustrating them, undermining them, using their numerical strength in both houses, that is the National Assembly and the Senate, to frustrate their efforts. And remember, this comes behind the backdrop of what we saw in the Senate. We saw a couple of members of the senators from ODM party who formed the majority from that side, deciding to do away with the lead of that is now their former leader of minority in the Senate, and who is also the Ford Kenya party leader, Moses Wetangula, and they decided to settle on the Siaya Senator James Orengo as their minority leader in the Senate. And also, this meeting, also members will be expected to be briefed on what some of the issues that were deliberated upon between the president and the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga on that handshake. Remember, since that handshake, it seems not many people know what transpired, because it was only the two leaders who held that meeting at Harambee House, and when they came out, they shook hands, and the country seemed to have settled. And this meeting will be chaired by party leader Raila Odinga. Currently, he has not yet arrived, and we'll still be waiting to see what will be the climax of this meeting, Betty.
So let's talk about the discomfort that has been in NASA. Are we likely to see that this time round there will be discussions in ODM about just what direction they will be taking with regard to NASA? The affiliate parties, really, like you mentioned correctly, there has been some disquiet, in NASA. Are we likely to see that this particular retreat is also going to give a way forward, whether indeed they will still stay in NASA, or they will be changing direction and changing tact?
Yes, of course, Betty, that will be one of the issues that the members will be expected to deliberate upon. I remember after Moses Wetangula was kicked out as the minority leader in the Senate, we saw that some members in the National Assembly and from ODM party were also indicating that, yes, if at all it's not tenable as members from the affiliate parties of NASA, then they also need to form other, they also need to take over other positions like the chief whip in the National Assembly that is currently held by the Kiminini member of Parliament, Chris Wamalwa, and who hails from Trans Nzoia but is on a Ford Kenya party ticket. And I've just spotted the SG of ODM party, Edwin Sifuna, as he was dashing to the conference. Before you maybe just bring us to speed what we expect, and maybe from what time should this meeting kick off?
Chris, as we spoke last night, the meeting is supposed to kick off any time now. Between 9 and 9:30, we should get underway. And as we told you yesterday, we're here largely to bring the leadership of the party on board in terms of the assignment that we were given by the governing council of strengthening the party at the grassroots by replacing those who might have left us, through either defections or death or desertion of duty. So that is one of the main agenda, and of course to bring everyone on board on the Building Bridges initiative, so that we're able to speak as one voice as a party.
Which are some of these positions that you expect to fill? Maybe because most members might not be knowing which are some of these positions.
ODM has a structure that encompasses the branches at the constituency level. We also have county coordinating committees. You will find that in certain branches, in certain constituencies, there are people who held positions, maybe the chairman of a party at the constituency level, the secretaries general of the secretaries at the constituency level, the county coordinating committee chairman. So those gaps that were left after people defected, or maybe those who died, like I remember in Karachuonyo, we lost one of the party officials. So we want to ensure that all vacancies are filled at every level, so that when the party says that now we are ready to tackle whatever it is that we embark on as a party, then we have the strength to do it.
Your relationship with the affiliate parties of NASA, that is Wiper, ANC and Ford Kenya, they have been complaining that ODM party has been using its numerical strength in the Senate and the National Assembly to frustrate them and even undermine them. And recently we saw the oust of Moses Wetangula. These are some of the issues that we expect in this meeting.
No, I mean, issues of the Senate are dealt with exclusively by the senators. We as a party have respected the organs of a party, and you will know that one of the organs of a party is a parliamentary group. Hardly ever will you hear me or any other official of a party, for that matter, getting into matters to do with parliamentarians. So even at the Senate, and I want to correct you that it was not ODM that ousted Senator Wetangula. Senator Wetangula was ousted by all the senators, including those from the affiliate parties. So it has nothing to do with ODM.
Okay, moving forward, how do you intend to ensure that you're mending fences or mending the broken bridges that we've seen? Because we've seen Moses Wetangula like he's warming up to join the deputy president.
Well, you know, the Constitution gives everybody a right of association. Those of us who have gotten round to seeing the need for us to come together as a country and to address the issues that have bedeviled us since independence have turned around. I mean, if you listen to Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka now, I mean, he's one of the greatest supporters of the handshake. And we are getting some positive vibe from him because he is very supportive of this new initiative. At the end of the day, we only seek to persuade. But where we fail to persuade, I think that we cannot force anybody to be with us. Like the president said, unity is not unanimity. So even in NASA, we don't expect that there will be unanimity on the approach to take on every single issue.
Mm-hmm. Moving to the reconciliation and building bridges, how do you intend to ensure that you bring everyone on board and reconcile Kenyans moving forward?
I think Kenyans will reconcile and be together as a united country when they see action. If you see the reaction from Kenyans, especially on social media, following the speech by the president in Parliament, you will see that Kenyans are still waiting for actions that follow the words that we have had. That it seems to me, and this is the sense that I get from speaking to Kenyans and all those who have sent me messages, that just mere words of apology are not going to be enough. So I believe that once the 14-member committee gets to work and Kenyans can actually see the results of that discussion, that there is actually goodwill on the part of government to discuss the police excesses during the period after the election, that we are talking about compensation for families that lost their loved ones like baby Pendo and baby Samantha. Once those actions begin, I think Kenyans will all come on board and see that this is a genuine effort and that it is not driven by any person seeking personal reward.
But apparently we might be talking about reconciliation. But on the other hand, when we see politicians going to public rallies, they talk about constitutional changes, which on the other hand, we are seeing the deputy president is opposed to. When it comes to the politics and the reconciliation, how do you divorce the two? Because it seems if at all it is merged or these issues are merged, then we might be losing focus.
You know, I mean, we say that to each his own. There are those who have chosen that they are not going to support this Building Bridges initiative. And they have made it clear that whatever proposals come out from the dialogue that will be had, that they will oppose those proposals. Because as President Uhuru said, there are those who thrive in commotion. And, you know, their stock is diminishing because their currency is that commotion that if there is mvutano here and there, that is when they thrive. So when we elevate the discussion to a level where we are talking about addressing the issues that have bedeviled the country since independence, problems of corruption, problems of inclusivity, how to strengthen devolution. These people do not have much to offer because it is not their, you know, it is not within their purview. They want politics of Vurutano, calling each other names, and that is why we understand that they are out of their depth. So they will try and drag us back into discussions of things that are not of immediate concern to Kenyans at the moment, such as the election in 2022. By the way, out of this dialogue, we might not have a presidential election in 2022 in the manner in which it is envisioned now. I mean, probably by that time, if Kenyans decide that they are going to change the structure of government, the kind of president that we might be discussing in 22 might not be the president as it is now. Yeah.
Okay, maybe my final question will be, who must some these leaders that you expect in this meeting? We know the party leader, Raila Odinga, will be in this meeting. Do you expect to see governors, members of parliament? Who are members who will be attending?
The members of a national executive committee are those who hold a national office in the party. So we expect to see, for instance, the party leader, the deputy party leader, the various directors, the directors of election, deputy directors of election. We have secretaries for environment. All of those national offices are expected to be here this morning. It's a group of 42.
Okay.
Yes.
Thanks, Bwana SG. Well, we'll let you so that you continue organizing for today's meeting. Well, Betty, there you have it, as we let Bwana SG to go and prepare for the meeting, which is expected to start a few minutes from now. We'll be keeping tabs here, waiting to see what will be the ultimate deliberations after this meeting from all those issues that have been raised with the SG. Betty.